I sold a Twitter course to people in 80 countries while actively failing on Twitter. And I'm not like humble bragging about this. I'm talking about 200 followers after just months and months of posting daily. Yes, I did make a bunch of money, but what happened is I really realized something that's going to truly like mess with your head. The entire online business world has, and this, I discovered this like a decade ago. Entire online business world has the niche thing completely backwards. Everybody's out here trying to like find their niche like it's some Easter egg hunt, buy this $3,000 course. They're downloading these worksheets, talking about personality tests, obsessing over logos and their colors, all while making zero sales. Meanwhile, the people actually making money online, like they are too busy bleeding to notice what niche they're even in. And if you look, like I know that sounds totally backwards, but stay with me, because what they tell you is like, pick a skill, pick a niche, do work that you don't care about for people you don't care about until you actually make it. Like fake it till you make it. And that's not a business. Like that's a glorified job with social media as like your boss. And so they'll sell you or tell you like a list. They'll share a list of like a top 100 profitable niches, and they'll tell you to just, build an agency because that's what everybody else is doing. And you'll drop $10,000 on a course to learn that you'll learn that you hate your life. And so I call that the business matrix trap. And what there really is like 3 levels to this prison. Level 1 is the skill-based niche. Like you're a copywriter or for SaaS companies, right? Or a Facebook ad specialist for dentists. Congratulations, you've created a hamster wheel where like you have a content loop where you can never talk about anything else other than that category, which is just depressing. Level 2 is you are the niche delusion, and you're like the main character, the syndrome, the NPC, non-player character with the results, right? You think you're special because you post motivational quotes with your coffee or your morning routine. And the thing is though, is like everybody is their own hero of their own story, but honestly, like nobody cares. Nobody's going to relate to that. And then level 3, this is like the mission-based, and this is the only one that actually truly works. But nobody talks about it because it doesn't fit into their worksheet, doesn't fit into their framework. And here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Like you don't actually know your niche until you cross $1 million per year. And everything before that, like that is the learning stage. That's a expensive education that you have to go through. And so you're paying the tuition to like the school of what actually works, right? And so the proof of concept, it comes after the money, not before. And I know that might, scramble your brain a bit, but it's supposed to. Because if you knew this going in, you'd stop obsessing over finding the perfect niche and making sure everything is in order. And you would start actually obsessing over the thing that actually matters, which is extracting value from your struggles. And that is the key. Like that Twitter course that I sold, over a decade ago, while I was failing on Twitter, that wasn't like a bug. That wasn't like the feature of like buying this. It's like, hey, you're going to fail on Twitter. People didn't buy it because I was crushing it. That they bought it because I was documenting the real thing in real time. They saw themselves in my own struggles, and they saw like what I was actually going through. And so they trusted me because I was bleeding alongside them, like more than somebody, preaching from like the mountaintops and shouting. And so your struggles, they're not obstacles to your success. Your struggles are success in development. And when you think about that, like every problem that you can't solve right now is costing you money. And I call that ignorance tax. Like of not knowing how to make $1 million, that's like exactly costing you $1 million per year. But here's what nobody wants to tell you. The extraction is the content. And so if you, like, let me simplify it. Forget the Venn diagrams with 17 overlapping circles, all telling you that where they overlap, and then the thing in the middle is your niche. Like there's only 2 circles that truly matter. Circle 1 is what you never shut up about. It is your passions, your skills, the stuff your friends beg you to stop talking about at like parties. And circle 2 is what people actually need. And this is important. It's what people need is validated by cash. It's not conversation. And so where they actually overlap, those 2 circles, that is your extraction point. It's not your niche, it's your extraction point. Because a niche is something you squeeze into. An extraction point is where you actually pull value from. And there's a huge difference there. And so before I walk you through like what actually happens, because everybody wants to skip straight to the like highest level, that doesn't work in any way. And so 0 to 100K, you're a generalist. You're doing done with you chaos, like taking on any client, trying anything and everything. And this is supposed to be messy. It's okay. You're learning what to do, what you don't want to do, right? And so 1 to 500K or 100K to 500K, you're a specialist. You're still figuring out things, but with slightly better boundaries to yourself. And so you said no to a few things, like it's progress, right? And then 500K to $1 million, now you're actually becoming an expert. And notice I didn't say like you create the proof of concept. It emerges, right, from the work, from the repetition, from the patterns that you're going to see that you would not have seen, at 100K or even 10K. And so, or even 500K for that matter. And so $1 million to $5 million, now you actually know something. Like now you can actually teach it, and now you have perspective. And then 5 million plus, now you're building not just like a business anymore, you're building a movement. You're becoming the category king or queen of your space. But everybody wants to jump to that level and start there, right? Without paying the tuition. And so here's the shift that I need you to make. Like your worldview, it is your product. Not your course, not your coaching, like your worldview. And that has 3 parts, which are goals, what people actually want. And that is usually unconsciously. And then problems, what's bleeding them dry. And then the path, your unique bridge between the two. And so that bridge, that's your own unique. That is your unique intellectual property. And it's not the destination. Everybody's selling the same destination, right? Financial freedom, 6-pack abs, better relationships. The bridge actually becomes yours. And this bridge, to me, is something that, like, it's going to sound controversial for sure, but they tell you to niche down your content. Meanwhile, Apple doesn't show computers. Like, really think about that. They show artists changing the world. And here's the actual formula. Like 80% equals whatever you want. Talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. 20% equals systematic monetization. So you can post about your kid's soccer game, your morning routine, that weird dream that you had. Why though? Because that's how viewers become fans, and fans become super fans. And one interest creates a viewer, multiple touch points create a fan for like life. And the values alignment, it when those align, that creates the super fan. And super fans, like they're yours forever. Like if you look at Alex Hormozy, he started as a gym owner, then business systems, then a content machine, and now like $100 million empire, soon to be $1 billion. Did he niche down? Of course not. Like he expanded while everybody else contracted. And here's the thing that nobody is willing to say out loud. Like skills are vehicles. The mission is the engine. So today, you need an online presence. Tomorrow, it might be AI. Next year, like who even knows, right? But the mission, it should never change. And so mission plus evolving skill set, that equals your desired outcome. And so the people still teaching pick a platform and stick to it and pick a niche. They're driving horses and buggies on information, just like the information superhighway, right? You have to adapt or die. And so you're probably thinking like, how do I actually figure out what I give a shit about, right? And it's not mystical, it's not mechanical. Open your browser history, look at your bank statements. What do your friends beg about to you to shut up about? Like, what 5 books have you read 5 times, right? And so your favorite movie character, like, what is it? That is you. or who do you want to be? Like, you already know what you actually care about. You're just scared it won't make you money. But here's the real mind F thing that most people don't really think about. Like, passion doesn't come before success. Passion comes from success. Pretty crazy, right? And so this is true for everyone who's actually done it. And so here's what I need you to do. Stop trying to figure out your niche. Like, stop trying to find your niche, right? Start becoming it. Create your own game with your own rules. You know what the best creators do? Like, they tell you to niche down while they post about everything. Like look at their feeds, right? They tell you to choose one thing when their feed is about everything. And they might be doing it unconsciously. That's fine. Like they don't realize that they are the niche, right? And it's unconscious. It's unconscious competence. They're playing at the highest level. And so they can't teach what they don't know that they are doing, and that's fine. So let me leave you with this. Your niche equals what you're interested in plus why it matters to your life, not the market, to your life. And so build products that you would buy, write words that you would stop scrolling to actually read and consume, and stop solving problems for all these other people that you don't care about, because that's not the game. Solve problems you've actually bled from and that you have actually gone through. And so the struggles are the content. The suffering is the strategy. The documentation is the differentiator. You're not finding a niche, you're documenting your evolution. And that evolution, that's what people will actually buy. Not your expertise, not your all this, certificates and all that shit, like your evolution. That's why people matter. And so most people watch this, like they'll watch this and go back and they're looking for a niche worksheet. that is the wrong thing. They'll keep looking for that perfect answer in someone else's framework, but they'll keep bleeding without extracting, because it's far easier to follow someone else's map than to draw your own. But maps, they're for tourists, right? You're not here to just visit success. You're here to move into it, like become it. And so stop asking like, what's my niche? And start asking, what am I becoming? And the answer's in your browser history. It's in your bank statements. It's in your 2 a.m. anxiety. It's in that thing that you did for a year and you overcame it. And it was like just the most intense journey of your life you've ever had. Your niche isn't something that you find. It's something you become through weaponization, through documentation, through being willing to sell the struggle, not just the success. And so I sold Twitter courses while failing at Twitter, and I made a lot of money. So what are you failing at? What are you doing that people would pay you to watch you figure it out? That's your niche. That's your empire in development.